Oh, well, hello there. Hey, it's Izzy and what's been busy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a very special video. Welcome to episode 2 of the Homeless series. This video, I'm going to be showcasing my living circumstances and explain to you all what it's like being in a hotel specifically, because every homeless situation is a little different. Of course, when we were living in a shelter, it was a little different than living in a car, and a car is very different than living with a family member. But the mindset of a homeless person is still kind of the same. And I say that because we have learned how to make a home out of anything and everything. No matter what the living circumstances are, we try to make it as homey as possible and make it as convenient as possible for us. Now, I know in this video it looks like I'm just the only one here. This video is only showcasing me, but behind the scenes, it's really my whole entire family that's homeless. So there are 6 people living in one room. When you are in these circumstances, you don't really have a lot, but you try to make do with what you have. And so the Lord has really given us innovative ways to make do, to fix things, and make things work out. So in this video, you'll also be getting some tips from Isabel on how we do things and what it's like being homeless as a teen. Let's get into the video. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start from the back and then move to the front. But I first want to talk about the sleeping arrangement. So we actually added these blankets just to make it feel a little bit more homey, and also just to add extra layer of cover because 3 people sleep per bed. So this bed I sleep in with my mom and my twin sisters, so it's Gabby, me, my mom, and then this bed, the triplets sleep in this one. We have done this for a long time, so it has become second nature to just kind of sleep in one bed. Now, it has been a little weird sleeping in the same bed because when we just came from the shelter, so the shelter had it set up where we had our own individual beds, and so I have slept in the bed with the triplets and they have continually whacked me. Like, you get whacked a lot when you're sharing a bed with other people, but it's fine, we make it work. So that's why I put the triplets all in that bed, which is plenty of room for them because they were a lot smaller. This is what the bed looks like. Let's talk about this cubby situation. Most of the time, we were always getting in and out of hotels just based off the circumstances. So most of the time, we would not have any of this up. But since we actually know we're gonna be staying here, we were actually able to finally put some things in these cubbies. These are my cubbies. This one's my mom. She copied me. My mom's cubby is so neat. Oh my goodness. I think you all are seeing some of the books that we have. And yes, I am learning languages. All of us have picked up language learning during this journey because what people don't tell you is when you are homeless, you have so much time on your hands. I mean, think about quarantine, but like ×2. So what we were doing is we were spending majority of our time picking up new hobbies and skills, and one of the hobbies that I have picked up is language learning. You guys, I absolutely love it. I am currently learning Chinese, Italian, and Japanese, so I am technically more fluent in Chinese. 我知道很多人问我你会说中文吗？我会的。我觉得中文是最美丽的语言，中文是我最喜欢的语言。不好意思，我很久没有练习说中文了，但是我想说一下，这边是我的，这是我的圣经。我是基督徒，所以当然了，我有一本圣经，给你们看看。你看，这边是英语，这边是中文，哇，真的厉害。好了，我说完了。Yes, my goal is to definitely read the whole Bible in Chinese. I know, but enough about the languages. I will make more language content soon, so stay tuned. And then if we go down here, like I said, this is my cubby as well, which has all my electronics and just YouTube stuff. And I know a lot of people are gonna ask, you know, like, how are you homeless, but yet you still have like headphones or a laptop or a camera, things like that. So during this journey, we actually brought quite a few of our own items. However, we were not prepared. We lost all of our stuff, and that is because we didn't have any money to pay for a storage unit. So it was literally 1 minute we had our stuff, and then the next day it was gone. So a lot of us did not bring the things that we would have normally brought with us. You know, we were not expecting to lose all of our stuff like that. So that's why we have some things and we're like, how in the world did we bring this? Out of all the things we could have brought, we brought this. But we brought it, so it is what it is. We've decided to keep it because, I mean, we already lost quite a bit of our stuff. During this journey, we have acquired a lot, but we also have lost a lot. I am grateful that we have some of our stuff with us. Like, I have my camera, I have my laptop, but it is unfortunate that we lost a lot of our like childhood memories and things like that. You know, those things you can't replace, but it's okay. The Lord will restore, will make new memories. And then over here, we have all of the bags. All of these bags that we have were completely free. We didn't pay for any of these bags, and yes, there is a whole story time. At one point during our homeless journey, we didn't have any of these bags. Like, the bags that we owned were like these really cheap school backpacks, and at one point someone gifted us those school backpacks, so we felt like, oh, we should keep them, we don't have anything else. And we were starting to acquire more stuff because sometimes people were gifting us things, but we had to put it somewhere. We used the school backpacks, but they were overstuffed, they were really cheap, and so we were carrying around bags that were literally ripped. Like, this whole seam was open. They just were not practical anymore. They weren't really useful because when we would take all of our items to the curb, then they were just exposed to the elements like the rain. It wasn't really working anymore, but we didn't have anything else. It wasn't until the Lord sent a volunteer from a program, and she willingly just gave us like gift cards every single week. In the beginning of the year, we were just getting gift card after gift card after gift card. She gave us the gift cards so we could use it to buy other necessities that we needed. So when she handed us the gift cards, we were like, perfect, we're gonna use it to get better backpacks because it's just not working anymore. But when I look at these backpacks, it is truly a blessing because this backpack is my personal bag, and then the backpack behind it is my clothing bag. Let me show you all. So this backpack is supposed to be my personal bag, and then this backpack behind it is my clothing bag. And that is the same for everybody. So this is my mom's set, this is mine, this is Gabby's, Sophia, Joseph, Zoe, and the rest of the bags over there are just school supplies that we got from the shelter. These backpacks over here were just gifted from different people. Essentially, we do live out of like 2 bags per person, but even though we only have 2 bags, I am incredibly grateful to have every single item that I have, because I know I just talked about, you know, getting blessed by a young lady and she was giving us gift card after gift card, and the Lord was definitely blessing us during these times, but there were also moments where we didn't have anything. So for example, I have a whole bag full of clothes, but there was one point where I didn't have a lot of clothes. All I had was a hoodie and a thin pair of leggings. And living in Michigan at the time, that was brutal. I mean, you're walking around in the snow, and just even having socks, just something as simple as socks, were a luxury. Even just talking about the bags right now, it definitely humbles you. Every item of clothing that I even have has been gifted to me, and it's just like, wow, story after story of the Lord really blessing us. But that definitely took time. But wow, you know, I know other people have like, you know, full closets full of clothes, and at one point I did. You know, at one point in my life I had my clothes in a closet as well. But I am just so grateful to just even have a bag of clothes, because I have experienced worse. These are the things that people don't really know. You know, they see you on the outside and they see that you're put together, but they don't know all the things that you've been through. You know, God really only knows what you've been through. And so every item that we have in this room has its own story, testimony that I can tell. And that's what makes these items so special. It's like really seeing God's hand play in all of this. Like the fact that I'm even telling you that all these bags that we have were completely free is just like, wow. But let's continue on with the tour of the hotel room. Over here by the TV, we have jewelry boxes. This one is mine and this one's the family's. Oh my goodness, it's like the tiniest jewelry box, but it's so cute. Now, the TV. The TV is completely useless to us because we don't really watch any TV. So instead, we decide to put these scriptures on here. These prayer cards. I put quotes because they're really verses. So in this case, it is John 7:38. Whoever believes in me, as scripture has said, rivers of living water will flow from within them. Next to the TV stand is our dining room. Welcome to our dining room. The dining room is quite small and they only give us 2 chairs. Usually when we're in hotel rooms, they don't give you that many chairs. So most of the time with 6 people, we just usually eat here. This is where I eat most of the time because we let the triplets share the seats and they get to sit at the table, but the older ones, we eat right here. There's just not enough room for everybody. Now let's talk about the kitchen. As you can see, we do have some appliances, but we like to keep everything mini. So we have a mini cast iron skillet, which for a long time, this is the only skillet we owned. So we were cooking full-on meals with this skillet, just this one, which is pretty incredible to think. It would take quite a bit of time, but we made it work. Over here, we have all our mini appliances. We have our air fryer. We have our mini waffle maker. Oh my goodness, stop. This is so cute. And we also have our sandwich maker right here with a portable blender, which we really like this portable blender because even if you're buying a blender, an air fryer, whatever the appliance is, it needs to be able to fit in all these little spaces. So this can definitely fit in a cup holder. And then of course we just have our cutting boards. A lot of these appliances we just recently bought because when we were in the shelter, a rule they had is we could not have any kitchen appliances, which before we had this sandwich maker, we had our cast iron skillet, and we actually had a hot plate because the hot plate was great when we could take it into hotel rooms that didn't have the stove top. I want to share a story with this sandwich maker. This sandwich maker was actually free. We didn't pay for the sandwich maker at all. A lot of people don't know this, but when you are buying things, most stores have a point system. So in our case, we were shopping at Meijer at the time, which Meijer is definitely a Michigan store. So we really utilized the point system that they had. So every time you buy an item off of Meijer, they give you points, which then you can use the points to redeem rewards. So you can redeem like $15 off or $10 off. What my mom would do is we would use the food stamps, we would buy food, and we would wait till the points would stack up, and then we would use the $15 off. But instead of using it to take a percentage off the food stamps, we would use it to pay for items that were non-EBT. We have been in multiple situations, and so when you have been in these situations, I have noticed the Lord will really give us direction on what to do and how to save money. It's pretty smart when you really think about it. Really utilize the point systems because they're so handy, and you'll be surprised on how much you get off of your orders. But if we look at this cabinet, once again air quotes, I mean it's kind of a cabinet, we have all of our seasonings and just extra things that we want to use. My mom is the organization queen, so if she had a label maker she would totally label all of these, but we really utilize and reuse containers. My mom has been using this trick for years, but what she'll do is she'll use the food stamps once again to buy food. However, when you are buying food, you are not just paying for the food, you are also paying for the containers. In this case, you have like this jar, for example. What my mom does is she puts oil all around the jar so she can remove the label, and then she gets to wash it out and reuse it for whatever she wants. Another thing my mom will do is she'll reuse Ziploc baggies. For example, we have had Amazon packages come with like the reusable baggies and you can seal them back up again. And what she'll do is she'll take the baggies, she'll wash them out, and then she'll use them for other things. Now, of course, with food, it's a little different. Like, we usually tend to buy new bags just because you want to be very sanitary. But my mom has made it loud and clear. She says she's not spending any more money on Ziploc baggies. She likes everything in order. She likes everything to be put together. So this is a way we get to keep everything organized without breaking the bank. Forget the container store. I mean, think about the food that you're buying and what it's stored in, and you get to really reuse it. If I even just take out this bottle of oil, now this oil was $17. However, we like the container. My mom was thinking in the future she wants to reuse this container. She wants to use the nozzle that's on it. So we bought the oil, but the next time we want to buy oil, we'll just get the one that we usually use and then reuse the container. I know, that's how you save money, you guys. I do feel like the Lord has really given my mom a lot of wisdom when it comes to keeping things organized, because my mom is a neat freak. She is the organization queen. She loves everything to be put back where it is. She loves everything to be in order. And being homeless, that is the dichotomy, is when you are homeless, you're usually not in order. But I do believe that the Lord has still given us wisdom to maintain order, because being a big family, you're going to need to have some type of system. And the amount of items that we're carrying, I mean, I may not have a lot of items personally, but just collectively, it's a lot. Once again, regardless of what space we're in, we really try to keep those core values. So even in this space that we're in, we actually still have chores. We're still expected to pick up after ourselves. We still want a clean environment. And that was the same thing when we were in the shelter, in the car, in a friend's home. No matter what it was, we keep that mindset with us. And last but not least, we have the bathroom. I mean, the bathroom is not that exciting. The fans going off. In the bathroom, we also keep everything in order. So this is Gabby's toiletry bag, my toiletry bag, and then my mom's. Up there we have extra toiletries, so any other toiletries like soap, toothbrushes, we keep it in these caboodles. And these totes, this is what we also have used to maintain a organized space. We use a lot of totes. Using totes has really helped with just keeping everything organized, because realistically we weren't able to have everything in a backpack. But even if it's not in a backpack, it's at least in a bag where we can easily pick it up and take it into the car if necessary. Now that you have seen my living circumstances, it's time to talk about money. Of course, when you're living in a world where you don't have a lot of resources and you don't have a lot of money, it can be very difficult to still maintain, you know, toiletries or just other necessities like clothing, food, water. However, there are still some ways that we have saved money or even made money. I'm gonna tell you them right now. Well, I know this is gonna sound like one big ad, but this video is not sponsored anyway. I just wanna really tell you guys some ways that you right here can make some money by playing games. I know, most people think like scam immediately when they think about, you know, playing games to get money, but none of the apps that I am recommending to you are scams, and I know that because I have tested them out, and I would never recommend an app that would scam you, of course. All the links will be down in the description, but I'm going to recommend 3 apps with you today. The first app that we heavily use is Fetch. I think Fetch has become more and more popular. Fetch is a great app because you can play games, but you can also scan receipts when you're buying things. Initially, Fetch only had one feature where you could only scan the receipt, but the points are not enough to get like big gift cards, or it take a very long time with you scanning receipts. However, they added the game feature where you could play games to get points, and that has radically changed Fetch. We have gotten so many gift cards from Fetch. We absolutely love it. So what we were doing is we were using Fetch to pay for a lot of the stuff that we needed or wanted. The second app that we have is Benjamin. Benjamin is very similar to Fetch, but the difference with Benjamin is you can get a gift card there, but you can also link it to your bank account and they'll give you actual money. which we do like, because sometimes with the gift cards you are only stuck to just Amazon or Walmart, and there have been times where it's like, okay, but I kind of want to use this gift card somewhere else. These are the two apps that we use. There's probably plenty of other apps that you can find, but these are apps that we know for sure are not scams. And the last and final app that we have recently discovered is Upside. Upside is an app where you can basically buy things, but you get cash back for buying whatever on their site. It can't be just any gas station or any store. You have to specifically pick the ones that are on their site. But the best thing about Upside is, you know, if you are getting gas and you want to get some money back, it works. It works. That is it for episode 2 of the Homeless series. Thank you all so much for watching. This video was really to showcase what it's like living in a hotel. I hope I was able to explain myself clearly. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.